the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. This is the most beautiful mosque on the planet and was completed in 2007 at a cost of over $500 million. It was launched by the late President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, who is actually now buried in the courtyard. The architecture is very reminiscent of various other buildings such as the Taj Mahal and the mosque in Lahore, Pakistan. And this place is the most important place of worship in the entire country. You can see it from miles away. And when you do get here and pull up into the car park, it's free by the way, you're met instantly with a shopping mall? Yes, this place is so big that it actually has its own on-site shopping mall, so that's great. Now, before we head in, I have to tell you that this place enforces some very strict rules. Firstly, the dress code. It's very strict. So women must be covered pretty much from head to toe, and men must cover the shoulders and the knees. They enforce this pretty strictly. If you're not complying with the rules and you're inappropriately dressed, well, that's what the shopping mall is for. You can actually buy stuff to enter the mosque with. Also, hand gestures completely forbidden. It doesn't matter which ones, they don't allow it. Also, there's no eating, no drinking and no smoking, and you basically have to walk around in complete silence. They also require a negative PCR test taken within the last 48 hours and issued in the UAE, and a government issued form of identification such as a passport. Without these things, you won't even get in the door. But once they do check you and they go through security, airport style, you'll come across this incredibly long walkway, which actually spells out the history of how this mosque was created. It's actually pretty interesting to walk around and look at the pictures and videos, but as soon as you reach the end of the walkway, you'll come across the first point. And it's at this point that you realise, wow, this place is absolutely grand. There's another thing I forgot to mention. You can't take pictures and videos where you like. They actually have designated photo spots where you can take photos and videos, but outside these areas you can't, and there's plenty of security and police that will enforce this strictly. The first two photo points will give you some amazing photos outside of the exterior of the mosque. Take your time taking pictures, guys, because once you've left a spot, you can't actually go back. The best photo and video opportunity lies just here in the centre place of the courtyard, and I've got to admit, this is one of the most stunning sights I've ever seen. Remember to take lots of photos and videos, but only in the designated spots. If you're a couple, obviously don't get too close to each other when you're having your pictures taken. Take your time, guys. Try and absorb every detail, especially when you look up towards the ceilings and when you look towards the minarets. It's obvious that no expense has been spared in creating the most beautiful mosque on the planet. There's some other photo designated areas around the side of the courtyard, but the one that looks straight down the middle is your best photo opportunity, so remember to take your time when you do this. But walking through the courtyard itself is actually fantastic. As a place of worship, this is probably one of the nicest places of worship I've ever been to. You'll eventually be brought into the inside, and you'll notice these fabulous chandeliers. I'm guessing those are real gold and real precious stones. Each one of these must have cost an absolute fortune, so the fact that there's many of them is incredible. When you look at the carpet, i.e. this is the place where people actually worship, you can tell that this place holds a lot of people. And apparently, this place can hold up to 41,000 people during worship. I've technically been here during Ramadan in my last trip to Abu Dhabi. I was too scared to actually go inside, but now I'm kind of glad that I did. You'll have a wander through the interior of the building via these reflecting pools here. Once again, it's an absolutely stunning place, and definitely worth taking lots of pictures and videos. So once you've done a complete lap of the courtyard and the exterior and the interior praying area, that's basically it. You basically walk back down this long walkway and back into the shopping mall you go. So even though the tour itself isn't particularly very long, I advise you to take your time and take as much photos and videos in the designated spots, because like I said, once you go past it, you can't actually go back in. On a bright day like today, I wish I'd brought some sunglasses with me, because the glare from the sunlight on this white marble is enough to blind somebody. So tip for you, try and bring some sunglasses whilst you're here. Overall, this place is definitely worth visiting once in your life. Okay Nin, I'm sold. What do I need to do? Well, you need to come here to Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. It's located in the middle of Abu Dhabi, and because it's so big, you'd have to be a complete idiot to miss it. The best way to get here is to drive your own car, the parking is free, but if you don't have your own car, there are various buses that will actually take you here. The cost? Well, believe it or not, it's free. I advise you to book tickets in advance and book a time slot, because otherwise you might be queuing and waiting for a while. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes, I have to reiterate this point, they are incredibly strict here, not only with the dress code,